Well, it's back to our leading story. Let's take you live to Wish on Florida Road in Durban, where musician AKA spent his final moments. This is where we find Newzroom Afrika's Kiernan AKA. She joins us live now. Kiernan, what else can you tell us from that, I suppose, fatal spot where AKA spent his final moments?
Well, at this point, the restaurant, of course, remains closed. This is Wish on Florida. And it was here, just outside on this pavement, where the famous musician was shot dead. Currently, there are some government officials right now to speak to the media about what has happened. But some of the latest information is that it was not a drive-by shooting as initially reported, but rather two men who crossed this road on Florida Road and approached AKA, and we understand as well his bodyguard at this point, but that is yet to be confirmed, by the family, and opened fire. They then fled the scene on foot. Let's also speak to the police spokesperson at this time, Colonel Robert Netshiunda. We'll just actually approach him. This is the time now, you can imagine, when there's just many questions about what is happening. So we'll also just speak to you. We are live on Newzroom Afrika. It is a time of shock for many South Africans. Over the past couple of hours, what's the latest from police? Because, of course, we're looking for the suspects at this point now.
We do not have any latest information. Our team is on the ground investigating, searching for the suspects, following several leads.
We understand that this is ruled out as a drive-by shooting now, but rather that we know the two men approached the suspects. Police have any idea of the identity of these suspects, or were their faces covered as per CCTV footage?
We are not going to be divulging such information up until we are in a position to do so, because it's still early stages. We are investigating. We are collecting as much information as we can, putting together evidence, and it will be unwise for us to go out to the public and divulge such information that needs to be part of our docket that we're investigating. So, safe to say that it is reported that two people approached the victims from across the street, walked towards them, opened fire, killed them, and fled from the scene.
From the police's side, if there's confirmation whether the second person that was dead was a bodyguard to AKA or a friend to AKA, have police got that confirmation?
At this stage, we are not in a position to disclose who he was to him, because we are not sure at this stage whether he was a bodyguard or he was a friend or he was just working with him. Because as the police, remember, when a crime of this nature has happened, we do our best to protect information so that it helps us in investigation. We know people will speculate, a bodyguard, a friend, a manager, all those things, but as the police, we are dealing with two lifeless bodies who were found at the crime scene.
But then, sir, at this stage, perhaps we know the issue of hitmen operating in KZN is a major issue, whether it's political assassinations, taxi violence. So in this case, there is a belief that this could have been a direct attack on AKA, a targeted attack. What's police confirmation on that? And South Africans are worried about this.
Yes, the province of KwaZulu-Natal has been experiencing devastating news of late of murders where firearms have been used. But we would like to shy away from defining this crime anyhow, because we do understand that people will speculate on hitmen, organized crime and all those things. But we can only confirm that when our investigation confirms that. And as things stand now, we are investigating 2 counts of murder. And we have information that it was 2 suspects who approached the 2, shot them at close range, and fled from the scene. That could be organized crime, that could be robbery gone wrong, that could be a targeted shooting. So we don't want to speculate at this moment and define the crime maybe to please some section of the public, we have a case to investigate, we've got a docket to protect, we've got evidence to collect, so we don't want to speculate.
And then maybe just to clarify, information that's surfacing online is that AKA was shot about 5 times. Is this correct?
Those are details that we don't reveal because they form part of the investigation. We are a responsible service that respects the family of the deceased, that respect the deceased themselves. So those graphic details, unfortunately, we don't reveal.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. Thank you very much. So this is the KZN police spokesperson, not keen to divulge many details at this point, but Lungelo and I will take you closer to the restaurant. Of course, we see that there are media here as well. But this is the restaurant that AKA spent his final moments on it. And what is interesting, and people are speaking about this, is there is CCTV footage available, or at least there are CCTV cameras here. Now, the restaurant does remain closed. It's supposed to open at about 9 o'clock, but it's unclear whether or not the restaurant will actually open given what has happened over the course of last night. But we know so far that it is 2 suspects that police are on the hunt for, that they came, approached AKA and a second person on foot and opened fire at a close range. On social media, there are comments about how many times the musician was shot, but at this point, the police cannot divulge whether or not they believe this was a targeted murder. They're still investigating a range of this. We did try and ask the police KZN spokesperson about concerns regarding hitmen operating in KZN, whether it's political violence, taxi killings, or targeted attacks. But of course, he's not ready to confirm any of this at this point. We're going to keep you updated. And, you know, we also saw just nearby, what we won't show you on camera, is that there is still some blood stains on the ground. It's being covered by sand at the moment. But it is really just a sign that of the horrors that happened here last night. In the meanwhile, of course, the discussion about this is unfolding on social media by many of AKA's fans who are pouring their hearts out. And here around, there are restaurants that are open. The restaurants next to Wish in Florida is still open, but you can just tell that many people still feel the tension of what has happened here. We'll try and get to more people that would come here perhaps just to look at the scene and give you an update as well. But in the meantime, we're also just waiting to give you an update from the Department of Community Safety and Transport with regards to what their way forward is now. Because especially as we see this discussion unfolding, there's lots of concern about high crime rates in KwaZulu-Natal that has taken yet another life, and this time the life of a famous award-winning musician.
Kiernan, thank you so much. We'll leave it there for now. Of course, lots of intrigue, lots of curiosity as to what exactly happened last night. We will, of course, continue to inform our viewers as and when that information becomes available.